Jack walked slowly through the dark, narrow street. The cold wind blew against his face. The night was quiet, but something felt wrong. He heard soft footsteps behind him. When he turned around, he saw two strange figures fighting under the dim blue lights. One of them was a girl, but not human. Her skin glowed softly, and her eyes were large and bright. The other was a tall alien with sharp claws. They fought like wild animals. Jack did not understand what they were saying, but he saw fear in the girl's face. Suddenly, the taller alien raised its claws to strike her. Jack's instincts took over. Without thinking, he ran forward and pushed the tall alien away. The girl froze. She looked at Jack with wide eyes. Then, without warning, she jumped at him. Before he could move, she bit his arm, hard. The pain was sharp, like fire burning under his skin. Jack fell back, holding his arm. The alien girl watched him closely. Waiting for something to happen, Jack expected to feel weak. He expected to fall and die. But nothing happened. Instead, the burning stopped quickly. His heartbeat slowed. He looked up at the girl. She was still staring at him, but now her face showed shock and fear. Why are you still alive?" she whispered in a strange accent. Jack did not answer. He did not know what was going on. His arm felt strange, but he was not hurt. The alien girl stepped back, shaking her head. "No alien survives." "My bite," she said. "No one. You should be dead. All aliens die in seconds." "But you're different." Jack took a deep breath. "I'm not an alien," he said. "I'm human." At that moment, her eyes widened even more. She took another step back. "Human?" she repeated, almost like she couldn't believe it. You should have died faster than anyone." The tall alien she had been fighting before groaned and stood up again. He looked at the girl, then at Jack. His eyes burned with anger. "He's alive," the tall alien growled. "Impossible. You failed." The girl turned to Jack quickly. "We must leave," she said. "They will come, if they know you survived." "We will both die." Jack was confused. "Who is coming?" he asked. "What's happening?" But the girl did not wait. She grabbed his hand and pulled him into the shadows. Her skin was cold, but her grip was strong. As they ran, Jack noticed something strange. His senses felt sharper. He could see clearly, even in the dark. He could hear whispers far away. His muscles felt stronger, lighter. What was happening to him? They moved through back alleys and old tunnels. The girl kept looking behind them, her face full of fear. Finally, they stopped inside an old building. The girl let go of his hand and turned to face him. "My name is Nira," she said softly. "You shouldn't have helped me. My bite is deadly. You should be dead, but you're not." Jack looked at his arm where she had bitten him. The wound was already healing. The skin looked almost normal. "Your venom, what is it?" he asked. "NY are a single quotes." His voice trembled. "My venom kills all aliens. It is how my people hunt. But it does something else to you." Jack sat down on a broken chair. "You said others are coming," he said. "Who are they?" Nira hesitated. "The Tribunal," she whispered. "The leaders of my kind. They will come to see why you did not die. They will take you. They will hurt you, and they will kill me for failing." Jack felt a cold chill run through his body. He did not know this world, this girl, or these creatures. But he knew one thing. He was caught in something dangerous. And somehow, something inside him had changed. Nira sat down across from him. Her eyes glowed faintly in the dark room. "You should have died," she said again. "But you didn't. Don't know what that means, but we don't have much time. They will come for us soon." Jack looked out the broken window. The night outside seemed even darker now. Somewhere far away, he heard strange noises like many footsteps approaching. His adventure had just begun. Nira sat in the corner of the old building, her arms wrapped around her knees. She watched Jack closely, as if she was still unsure what he truly was. Jack stood near the broken window, looking out into the empty street. But it wasn't truly empty. He could feel it. The strange changes in his body made him aware of every movement in the shadows. He could hear soft footsteps. Far away, whispers in a language he didn't know, yet somehow understood. Mira broke the silence. "You don't understand what you've done," she said quietly. Jack turned to face her. "I saved you," he replied. "That thing was going to kill you." Mira shook her head. "You saved me, yes. But now we are both marked." Her voice trembled as she spoke. "They are already watching. They will come for me first, then for you." Jack took a deep breath. "Why are they watching?" he asked. "Ny, our single quotes S glowing eyes met his. "Because I am not just any alien girl," she whispered. "I am a Venari. My people are hunters, assassins. We serve the Tribunal. We kill anyone who defies them." Jack's heart beat faster. "You were trying to kill that other alien?" "Yes," she said simply. "And when you stepped between us, when I bit you, it should have been over. My venom should have ended you in seconds. But it didn't. You're still here. That means something dangerous. The Tribunal will want to know why." Jack felt anger rising inside. "I don't care who they are," he said firmly. "If they come, I'll fight them." Mira gave a sad smile. "You don't know them, Jack. They rule this city. They rule entire worlds. No one defies them and lives." Jack felt that strange energy inside him again. He could feel his senses sharpening even more. He clenched his fists. "Then tell me what your venom did to me. Why do I feel different?" Mira hesitated. She looked down at the floor. "My venom is made to kill," she said softly. "But in legend, in old stories, there is a secret. If a human survives a Venari bite, it means they are not normal. It means they have something inside them, something ancient. Something lost long ago." Jack frowned. "Something inside me?" Mira nodded. "A power, a curse. I don't know which. But it makes you dangerous to them now." Suddenly, loud footsteps echoed outside. Jack froze. He could hear the footsteps clearly, many soldiers, marching quickly. They were getting closer. Mira jumped to her feet. "They found us," she whispered. "We have to run, now." But Jack stayed still for a moment. For the first time, he felt calm in danger. His mind was clear. His body felt ready, stronger than ever. "Wait," he said. "What are they going to do if they catch us?" Mira's face turned pale. "They will take you to the Tribunal's chamber. They will experiment on you, torture you. They will kill you. After they learn all your secrets." Jack's eyes narrowed. He looked down at his arm, where her bite mark had completely healed. His fingers tightened into fists again. "No," he said quietly. "They won't take me." Mira gave him a sharp look, almost hope and fear at the same time. "You're changing," she whispered. "I can see it in your eyes. Your body is adapting. Maybe you are more than they expected." The door shook as someone tried to break it down. Jack stepped forward. "Then let's see what I've become," he said. Mira nodded slowly. "We will fight together," she whispered. The door cracked. Strange alien voices shouted from outside. Jack could hear every word now, as if their language was suddenly his own. They were coming. Jack smiled coldly. He was ready. The door burst open with a loud crack. 5 tall alien soldiers rushed inside. Their armor glowed with sharp blue lines, and their weapons hummed with deadly energy. But Jack did not run. Instead, he stepped forward, his senses sharper than ever. He could hear their breathing, see their muscles moving before they attacked. His mind felt fast, too fast. One soldier raised a blaster. Before the alien could pull the trigger, Jack moved. His body reacted on its own. With a quick twist, He grabbed the soldier's arm and slammed him into the wall. The others froze for a second, shocked. Jack felt the strange power inside him growing stronger. He could feel Nira's eyes on him. She was watching closely, a mixture of fear and amazement. "Jack," Nira called out suddenly. "More are coming. We can't fight them all." "We must go." Jack looked back at her. She was right. No matter how strong he felt, the enemy was endless. He grabbed her hand again. "Where do we go?" he asked quickly. Nira pulled him toward a broken staircase at the back of the building. "Down," she said. "There's a hidden tunnel. Ancient, forgotten. It can take us far from here." They raced down the steps. The air grew colder, the shadows deeper. Behind them, more footsteps and shouts echoed through the building. As they ran deeper underground, Jack noticed strange symbols glowing on the walls. The light from the symbols felt familiar somehow, as if he could read them, even though he had never seen them before. Nira slowed for a moment, glancing at the glowing writing. "You can read this, can't you?" she asked softly. Jack paused. "Yes," he admitted, "but I don't know how." Nira's face turned pale. "It's happening faster than I thought," she whispered. Then she pulled him again. "We have to move before they trap us here." The tunnel led them to an old chamber. The walls were smooth and black, but in the center stood a strange stone door covered in glowing marks. Nira placed her hand on the door. "This is ancient," she said. "No one alive knows how to open it, except—" Jack stepped forward. He didn't need her to finish the sentence. Without hesitation, he placed his hand on the door too. The moment his skin touched the cold stone, the symbols glowed brighter. The door trembled, then slowly slid open with a deep rumble. Nira stared at him. "You unlocked it," she whispered. Only the old blood could do that." Jack didn't understand what she meant, but there was no time to ask. Behind them, alien soldiers entered the chamber, shouting orders. Jack and Nira slipped through the ancient doorway just before it closed again. The soldiers pounded on the found stone, but it would not open. Inside, it was quiet. The air felt heavy, filled with strange energy. Jack looked around. They were standing in a vast tunnel, much older than the streets above. The walls shimmered faintly. The ground felt smooth and cold under his feet. Nira turned to him slowly. "Jack," she said quietly, "you're changing fast. Much faster than any story I've ever heard. The Tribunal fears people like you, the old blood. That's why they're hunting us now." Jack took a deep breath. "Then what am I becoming?" he asked. Nyr single quotes as eyes met his in the dim light. "Something they cannot control," she whispered. Far behind them, Jack could still hear the faint sound of the alien soldiers pounding on the stone door. But they could not reach them now. For the moment, Jack and Nira were safe, but deep inside, Jack knew this was just the beginning. He could feel it. His body was changing. His mind was opening, and whatever he was becoming, it was something the aliens truly feared. The ancient tunnel was silent, except for the sound of their footsteps. The walls glowed softly, lighting the path ahead. Jack could feel energy all around him, like the tunnel itself was alive. Nira walked beside him, but she kept glancing at him with a strange look, a mixture of fear, curiosity, and respect. Finally, Jack stopped walking. "You keep looking at me like that," he said quietly. "What am I becoming, Nira? What did your venom do to me?" Nira hesitated, then slowly sat down on a smooth stone. "I didn't tell you everything," she admitted. "My venom isn't just a weapon. It's ancient, older than even my people know. Long ago, before the Tribunal ruled, my kind were something different. We were guardians, not hunters." Jack listened carefully. His senses were sharper now than ever. He could almost hear Nira's heartbeat as she spoke. "My venom," she continued, "was once used in a bond, not a kill. When I bit you, it awakened something buried in your blood. A deep memory, a power from before history. You are not just human anymore, Jack. Jack's chest tightened. Then what am I now? Naira met his gaze. You're something between human and Venari. But more, a hybrid. The venom unlocked your mind and body. You can feel it already, can't you? You move faster, think quicker. And you can read the old language. Jack nodded slowly. It was true. Every moment he felt stronger. He could almost predict Mira's next words before she spoke them. But there's more, Mira whispered. My people have always feared this bond. A bonded human is the one thing the Tribunal cannot control. That's why they will never stop hunting. You or me. Jack knelt in front of her. So what do we do now? Mira took a deep breath. There's a place deep under this city, the archives. It holds the truth about your kind, about what you are now. If we reach it, you will understand everything. But it's dangerous. The Tribunal guards it well. Jack smiled faintly. Dangerous is fine. I feel ready for anything. Before Mira could answer, the walls around them began to hum softly. Strange symbols appeared, glowing brighter than before. Jack reached out and touched one of the symbols. Without thinking, the tunnel shook gently, and a hidden door slid open ahead of them, revealing a dark stairway that led even deeper underground. Naira's eyes widened. The tunnel itself recognizes you, she whispered. It obeys you now. Jack felt something stir inside him, a sense of power, quiet but growing. Then let's go, he said firmly. As they stepped onto the stairs, a strange voice echoed all around them, not from Mira, not from Jack, but from the walls themselves. Welcome, child of the old blood, the voice said. Your journey begins now. Mira froze. That voice, no one has heard it for centuries. Jack didn't stop. He led the way down the stairs, his steps sure, his mind clear. The venom was no longer a poison. It was a key to something far greater, but Jack didn't yet know what door he had unlocked, or what would be waiting for them at the bottom of these stairs. Jack and Mira moved deeper underground, down the dark stairs. The air felt colder now, but Jack didn't shiver. His body felt stronger with every step. At the bottom of the stairs, they entered a wide hall. Strange glowing pillars lined the walls, and ancient symbols floated in the air, slowly spinning. Mira stopped suddenly. Her face was pale. This is not the archives, she whispered. Before Jack could speak, lights flickered above them. A deep voice echoed through the hall. Human, you have come far. Out of the shadows, tall alien figures stepped forward. They wore dark robes and strange silver masks. Their eyes glowed behind the masks. Mira fell to her knees immediately. The Tribunal, she said, trembling. Jack stared at them. Somehow he understood. These were the rulers Mira feared. The Tribunal had found them first. The tallest figure spoke again. You survived her bite, it said slowly. And you opened the ancient path. We have watched you, human. You are not ordinary. Jack kept his back straight. Why are you hunting us? He asked. Another masked figure stepped forward. You are dangerous, it said coldly. The venom was a test. And you passed. That makes you a threat. Jack clenched his fists. His senses were sharp. He could feel the tension in the air. You sent her to test me, he realized. This was a trap from the start. Mira lowered her head. I didn't know, she whispered. They told me to hunt. I didn't know they wanted to catch you alive. Jack felt a strange calmness inside. His heartbeat slowed, and his mind became clear. The venom had changed him. He could see everything clearly now, even the fear behind the Tribunal's cold voices. The tallest figure raised a silver staff. Come with us, it commanded. We will take you to the core. You will be studied until you break. Jack smiled faintly. No. The Tribunal fell silent. The aliens around them froze. Jack took a step forward. I feel your fear, he said quietly. You fear what I am becoming." The tall figure stepped back slightly, just one step, but it was enough. Jack knew now that they did fear him. Suddenly, Nira stood up beside him. She met his eyes. "I will fight with you," she said softly. "Even if they kill us both." Jack nodded. "We're not done yet," he whispered to her. Without warning, he moved faster than any human should. His hand shot out, grabbing the silver staff from the leader's grip. The staff pulsed with energy, but Jack held it easily, as if it belonged to him. The Tribunal gasped. "No one touches the staff of control," one of them said in shock. But Jack didn't hesitate. He raised the staff high, and suddenly, the floating symbols around them glowed bright. The whole hall trembled. "You can't control me anymore," Jack said firmly. Nira smiled for the first time. In that moment, Jack wasn't just a target anymore. He was a challenge the Tribunal didn't expect and couldn't understand. Tribunal backed away slowly. But Jack knew this was not over. Somewhere deep below, darker secrets waited. And the Tribunal would not give up so easily. The hall shook as Jack held the glowing silver staff. The Tribunal stood frozen, watching him carefully. For the first time they did not speak. They only watched. Nira stepped closer to Jack. "What did you do?" she whispered. Jack didn't know exactly, but he felt it inside him. The staff's energy was flowing into his body. The symbols in the air spun faster, lighting the chamber in strange colors. Jack's mind was racing, but his heart was calm. He felt his body changing, his muscles stronger, his senses sharper, even his thoughts faster than before. His skin tingled as if electricity ran through every part of him. Suddenly, the tallest Tribunal figure raised its hand. "Stop him!" it shouted. Alien guards rushed forward, their weapons glowing. But Jack didn't move back. He held the staff tightly and raised it high. A wave of energy burst from the staff, pushing the guards back like a powerful wind. There, weapons flew from their hands and clattered across the floor. Nira stared in shock. "You can control it," she said softly. Jack's eyes glowed faintly now, not human anymore. Something ancient was awakening inside him, something powerful. "I can feel their fear," Jack said quietly. "I understand now. I'm not just changing. I'm becoming what they tried to destroy long ago." Nira's voice trembled. "The old blood, it's real." Jack nodded slowly. "And I am its heir." The Tribunal began retreating, but Jack stepped forward. His voice was calm but strong. "You wanted to capture me," he said. "You used Nira as a tool. But now I see the truth. Your power is built on lies and fear." The silver staff glowed brighter in his hand, and the ancient symbols on the walls responded, shining like stars. Jack turned to Nira. "I don't need to run anymore," he said. "I can face them now." Nira smiled slightly, but her eyes were full of worry. "They will call their armies," she warned. "They will send everything to stop you." Jack's expression did not change. "Let them come," he said. At that moment, a hidden door opened on the far side of the hall. The same ancient voice from before echoed again. "The archives await you, child of the old blood," it said. Nira gasped. "The archives? They've never opened for anyone," Jack nodded. "It's calling me," he said. "Time to find out what I really am." But just as they began walking toward the door, the Tribunal leader shouted one final order: "Seal the entrance. No one must reach the archives." The chamber trembled as the ceiling above them cracked. Heavy rocks began to fall. Nira cried out, pulling Jack aside as a massive stone crashed where he had stood a second before. Dust filled the air. The Tribunal figures disappeared into the shadows. Jack's eyes glowed brighter. He tightened his grip on the staff. The energy inside him was strong now, stronger than ever before. He raised the staff once more. "Nira, stay close," he said calmly. Then, With one sharp strike of the staff against the ground, a path cleared before them. The falling stones froze in midair, and the glowing door to the archive stood open. Untouched. Jack led Nira through the opening, his steps sure and steady. Behind them, the Tribunal's army gathered, but it was too late. Jack was changing. He was no longer just human. The venom had unlocked his true nature. And soon, he would learn the full truth of what he had become. Jack and Nira stepped through the glowing doorway into the archives. The air inside felt different, calm, ancient, and filled with quiet power. The walls were covered in strange symbols that seemed to shift and change as Jack looked at them. Nyra followed close behind, her steps careful. This place. It is older than the Tribunal itself, she whispered. No one has walked here for hundreds of years. Jack could feel it too. The energy inside the archives welcomed him. It felt familiar. At the far end of the room stood a tall crystal pillar, glowing softly. Inside the crystal, Jack saw something strange. Images of humans and aliens standing together, symbols swirling around them, and a figure that looked like him. It's showing your future, Nira said. Quietly. Or maybe your past. Jack stepped forward and placed his hand on the crystal. A warm light spread from the pillar, flowing into his body. He closed his eyes. Visions filled his mind, visions of a time when humans and Venari lived side by side, bonded by trust and power. But then something happened. Betrayal, fear, war. The Tribunal had erased this history. They had hidden the truth. Jack opened his eyes slowly. Now I understand, he said calmly. I am not just human anymore. Your bite didn't poison me, Nira. It woke up this memory inside me. We were meant to be allies long ago. Nira's eyes filled with tears. Then we failed. My people turned away. We forgot. Jack gently took her hand. Then we will remind them, he said. Together. Suddenly, loud footsteps echoed outside the archives. The Tribunal's soldiers had arrived. The crystal pillar glowed brighter, and the walls began to close around Jack and Nira, protecting them. The same ancient voice spoke again. You carry the bond now, Jack. A bond of trust. A bond of strength. The Tribunal fears this bond because it makes you unstoppable. Jack squeezed Nira's hand. No more running, he said firmly. They can't stop us now. Outside, the Tribunal shouted orders. The soldiers prepared their weapons, but Jack stood tall. His mind was clear. His body felt strong, stronger than ever before. Nira stepped beside him, her glowing eyes filled with courage. For the first time, she said softly, I am not afraid. Jack smiled. Together, they stepped out of the archives. The Tribunal's army froze. Jack's presence was different now, powerful, calm, untouchable. He raised the silver staff. The glowing symbols on the walls appeared in the air above him, swirling like a storm. The soldiers slowly lowered their weapons, unsure, afraid. Jack spoke in a strong, clear voice. Your rule is over, he declared. The truth is awake again. And I will protect it, with her. Nira stood at his side, her hand in his. The venom that had once marked them as enemies had become their bond. They had become something new, something the Tribunal could no longer control. Jack and Nira walked forward, side by side, as the Tribunal's army stepped back. No one dared stop them. Their journey was just beginning. But they were ready. The human and the alien girl, bound by a bite that should have killed, but instead gave life to a new future.